Welcome back to WSAV News 3 today at 11. We are constantly evolving into the people we are to become. So how do we face the future with confidence and clarity in order to reach our full potential? Sometimes it takes sage advice and guidance from a professional, and that's where Dr. Kenneth Law comes in with more than 25 years of ministry and marketplace experience. He's a seasoned, certified professional coach dedicated to developing leaders. Next month, he's inviting you to join him in the Journey Forward coaching experience. Thank you so much for being here today. Well, thank you for returning because you were here decades ago, right here on this very show, but I digress. Okay, so let's go back a little bit. You are the founder of the Embassy Church, K7 Leadership Network, Law School for Leadership Development, and Leading Forward coaching and consulting, among many other things. You use your experience to help other people lead with purpose.
Well, my experience comes from somewhat pain. It's coming from being put in leadership roles without really understanding what that leadership role was. But yet given these expectations of how you should perform and how you should be at high performance, but not having access to tools, not having access to strategy, but yet being expected to do some things. Those type of experiences can cause trauma. They can cause scarring. They can cause a lack of confidence, discouragement. So out of that pain, out of that process, I began to see that I could possibly help by sharing what I went through, by providing what I did not get. And that's why you see a lot of the leadership development, because it's based on my own journey of what I did not have. I had a gift, I had a talent, and had a calling, but I did not have a development.
Yeah.
And without development, your own calling will frustrate you.
And sometimes when people push you out there before you're ready, it's sink or swim, and you have to decide how to get where you want to be.
And that's when sometimes when you decide, I'm going to swim, you can develop bad strokes because you're not trying to swim from form, you're swimming from survival. And when you're swimming from survival, you're just trying to get to the side to grab hold to something. And that can be very frustrating. And then you look around like, man, I've used so many years just kicking. And so that's where a lot of this comes from, to help provide form so that you don't drown, but you can swim, but also swim well.
A lot of folks in Savannah may recognize your name and your face because you grew up here, graduated from Johnson High School. We worked together for just a little while at another station. How did you get into this area?
I was asked to come back here back in 2007 to start a ministry. I had no plans on returning to Savannah, only to see my family. But your calling will speak up for you when your courage says, no, that's not my thing. And so I was brought back here, asked to come back here, and to establish that, and from that place to reconnect to somewhere I call home, and meet people that I've known for years, and also meet new people that have relocated also. So it's been a pretty exciting journey for almost 19 years now. Almost
19 years, and not just impacting people locally, but globally as well.
Yes, Recently, we've been to Nigeria, we've been to the Philippines, we're going back to Brazil for our 4th trip. We're going to South Africa. We was in South Africa last year, and this year I'll be in South Africa and Brazil presenting to their leaders. So great doors have been opened up from this little Savannah from Johnson High School. And
you have to mention that again to a Jenkins High School graduate, but go ahead.
Not to equal, but excel. That's the motto we hold well. So we're excelling globally.
So not only do you work with leaders and executives, you also work with entrepreneurs and professionals, or just people who want to level up.
Well, the great thing about that is, regardless of what sector you work in, we're all human. We all have these basic needs. We all want to be safe. We all want to be successful. And a lot of people are not really stuck. They really are lacking traction because they have nothing to grab hold to. So you're moving, but you're just not moving to something that you can get a grip on. Once you get a grip, then you begin to move forward. So you're actually moving, and that's where I come in. What do you put a grip to?
Yeah.
And that's what helps you to come out of that place. So your wheels are spinning, they're just not grabbing hold of anything. So don't say you're stuck, just say I'm moving, I just don't have grip. And once you get grip, then you start to see success and you start to gain momentum.
I like this quote. You said that you don't need a new title, you need a clearer vision. Leadership isn't just about doing more, it's about becoming who God designed you to be. Can you elaborate on that?
Oh, absolutely. Sometimes we think we have to have a perfect perspective of ourselves. No, you have to have a clear perspective of yourself. Once it's clear, it doesn't have to be perfect, but once it has clarity, then you know what to build, what to evolve, what you need to develop, what you need to invest in. You have to be okay with investing in you. You are the greatest investment that you will ever have. So you can only go as far as your own desire for development once you see that you're more than what people have said that you are. You have to believe in who you are and be determined to be that person.
So how do you find that person, though? How do you know what your calling is? How do you know this?
Well, for me, it came out of pain.
Yeah.
For me, it came out of what were I going through, and when I began to see this is how I can help, I turn my problems into solutions. So many times we celebrate and we seance the problem, but we don't focus on becoming the solution.
Yeah.
And our brains work its best when we're solving. So sometimes we have to redirect our neural pathways, our energies, to what is the solution. Out of all of this stuff I'm going through, what's the solution in it? What's the answer? And then you may find that your calling was right there hidden under the rubble of all your problems.
Yeah.
So sometimes we don't live in the best of who we've been called to be. We live in the worst of what has happened to us. So we're always reacting instead of really living.
So we have about a minute to go,
Okay.
but sometimes that calling does shift, you know?
It does. It evolves.
So what can people expect when they attend your conference?
Some of the same things that we're talking about here, helping with clarity, helping you to deal with what I call the drag. When you take flight, you have to make sure a plane, when it takes flight, its wheels have to go up. If not, it causes drag. So you have to see what's causing drag. You're taking flight, your skills are good, but something's slowing you down. So those are some of the things that we're talking about doing this experience, this coaching experience,
Yeah.
which I'm excited about.
Right.
So.
Dr. Kenneth Law, thank you so much for joining us. And that coaching experience is called The Journey Forward. Registration is now open for session 2.
Yes.
That is, The Journey Continues. That is Saturday, August 15th from 10 a.m. until 2 p.m. at Savannah Quarters Westbrook Country Club. That's at 8 Palladian Way in Pooler. Spaces are limited, so register as soon as you can. You can find a link to register and see this interview again with Dr. Law, my long-lost friend. I say that with sarcasm by visiting our website, wsab.com/community corner. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.